Hey, what's good? What's good with the YouTube, man? It's your boy Rojo with the Convict's Perspective, joined by my co-host, my man Big Flacco, and we're smashing and dashing and sliding on through with what, Flocks?
A little bit of energy, man.
A little bit of energy.
I haven't seen
So
Raw for
today,
two
as you
days.
can
I haven't
tell,
talked to him for 2 days, so I kind of have no energy now.
oh well, I mean, there's vitamins. You got
Oh,
to
there
take
you go.
vitamins.
It's cracking
As
though.
you can tell by the topic, man, today we're going to discuss the indictment that happened in San Francisco, South San Francisco to be exact, with C Street, man, 500 block C Street, whatever you want to refer to them gentlemen as. And it was an interesting one, man. And Flacco, why don't you tell us a little bit about it, brother?
Yeah, I think I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, I think C Street and 500 Block were like two gangs that merged, and I think that they had two separate kind of shot cars, but they were working hand in hand.
Right.
Um, in Cypress Park, Locals, which is another hood, South City, man, is like literally okay. Where C Street is at? It's off Orange, El Camino, right there. It's just, I used to live right there. It's when you go in there, it's like a long court and drive around, right? Now, Cypress Park Locals, right? It's all the way on the other side of South San Francisco, more towards Grand Avenue and 101. So it kind of tripped me out when I read this indictment, man, that there was a little bit of red on red in this case. Um, they filed a racketeering enterprise. And so for the listeners out there, there's a difference between a RICO case and a racketeering enterprise. RICO is considered a corrupt organization. Okay, you had a we had a racketeering enterprise with Mad Dog because I just think him and his brother and I think one other person got arrested, so they didn't get it as an organizational base. So
Right.
anytime they want to go after a particular street gang or so forth, they can go after you as an enterprise. These guys were not connected with the NF at all. Okay, there was a couple older dudes that had been to the joint, but you had an age bracket of between 22 and 38, and they were committing all kinds of crimes. 3 homicides occurred during this little what do you call it? Warpath, whatever.
Yeah.
On
Rampage.
three murders on three Nortenos.
Yeah.
Okay, that they were found guilty of. So you already know that's a lot of red on red. And this is 2000 between 2009 and 2011, bro. So at that time, that red on red policy had already been implemented out there. So that pretty much put a big, almost green light on this hood. If I'm not mistaken, there were some issues regarding that. So the feds got involved. You know, anytime you have one street gang that's responsible for a lot of murders, a lot of dope dealing and so forth, the feds are going to come in there and try to infiltrate. I used to live there, bro, like post this indictment, right? I used to walk right through their neighborhood. It was dead, bro. No one was out there anymore. I'd see the homeboys from Cypress Park from time to time, but as far as C Street and 500 Block, I wouldn't see them out there ever. So, this whole little racketeering case, man, pretty much brought this whole gang down. And you had a couple people that were leadership positions. Big Rhino, you know what I'm saying? Who I think was he taps into the comments from time to time. Little Creeper and a couple other cats. They all held leadership positions, but these guys were like in their 20s and 30s out there gangbanging, bro. A few of them have been to prison. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of interesting, bro.
Hey, what's the trip, man? Is 4 of them had potential death penalty sentences out of this, and all the rest of them were all looking at life. There wasn't no 20 years. There wasn't no 30 years. It was 4 death penalties and like 12 life prison terms, man.
See, they were trying to tie him into a couple murders out there in San Bruno as well.
Yeah.
On some Sureños. The Sureños are right there, like more towards downtown San Bruno right there. I mean, it's a little different out there, man. The peninsula operates, not in a bad way. It's just really different.
Yeah, right in the Department of Justice things, man. It said the indictment was stating that the 500 block C Street, being Nortenos, they warred not only with the Sureños but also with rival Norteño cliques. Right in the thing, they got them.
Yeah,
they got them set tripping.
I think a couple of them fell off over that too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, it was clearly a red on red policy was implemented out there and it was imposed. Like I said, I actually walked through their neighborhood, bro. I went off Orange and I walked in it. And you could tell if you have homeboys out there, it's a little hoodie. It could be hoodie, you know what I mean? But, man, there was no one out there, bro. I walked the whole little long circle, bro. You know what I mean? Nobody was out there. But when you go towards Cypress Park, there was a whole bunch of homeboys out there.
Right. The 4 that were looking at the death penalty, what I found interesting, none of them were older than 22. The four death penalty eligible, they were 19, 20, 21, and 22, bro. And all the OGs we're looking at life. I mean, we got 48 years old, 33, early 30s.
Bro,
and they 4 youngsters, they were trying to pursue the death penalty. I don't think none of them got the death penalty, if I remember correctly.
Hey, bro, I used to always think it was comical, bro, when you go out there to the streets and you see a homeboy that you knew from prison, right? They were cool, they were solid, right? And then you see them still kicking with their hood like they're calling shots. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
That used to trip me out, man. Like, you're too old for that, man. You're in your 30s trying to run around with 20-year-olds, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
still see that a lot of times nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at a couple videos and stuff with homeboys rapping and stuff, and you'll see that one dude that's our age back there, like, come on, it's like it's time to change,
Still gangbanging, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, man, that was them dudes were putting in work out there.
They were putting in work, bro. I heard about them, bro. Actually, I know one of them, man. Creeper, what's up? I know you tapped in the channel, man. Shouts out to Creep, man. It's a good homeboy right there.
He was one of the ones looking at the death penalty.
I think he was in on the case, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude, though, man. There was a whole bunch of them over there, actually. They were all in Santa Rita for a minute.
Yeah, the ones looking at the death penalty were Vicious, Creeper, Justin Whipple, and BG, Benjamin.
What were the nicknames? I'm trying to think of the dude's name.
Benjamin BG Campos Gonzalez, Justin Teddy Whipple, Victor Little Creeper Flores, and Joseph Little Vicious Ortiz.
I think it was Little Vicious that was over there. I mean, I was in they came to the hole when I was there. You know what I mean? I had to pull a roll when I was there in Rita.
Man, Rita's nasty, bro. I couldn't stand Rita.
You know what? That's the thing about, I noticed everybody that came from the peninsula, they all came from they would all be housed over there in Santa Rita, including that one red and white dude that got in trouble because the guards were giving him the cell phone over there. Remember that?
No.
Yeah, he was actually I actually got a chance to chop it up with him about it, man.
It wasn't just parole violators that went there, or they were sending.
Oh,
they might have been sending them there for a change of venue or something.
No, because they have the housing, right, to house a large population. So what they do is they take on all federal cases.
Right.
It's an institution for federal cases. That's why Salinas is over there right now. They'll take in anybody because it's more money for them.
No doubt. No doubt. That's why they did that with the Santa Rita thing. Why the whole Bay Area went to Santa Rita for a while.
Yeah.
It was all about dollars. They're going to charge them more to house them than they would get just housing the inmates from their county. It's at the end of the day, everybody knows that there's a lot of money involved in incarceration.
Yeah.
They're going to get theirs.
Well, because they don't want to lock you up for like petty crimes, bro. Like,
yeah,
you can go in there for anything. If it's anything gun related, they're gonna charge you with it. Possession cases like that, they're just gonna throw them out, dismiss it. They're only going after murders and cases like that, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know how many cases I caught out there that they dropped and they just gave me a probation violation. That was it. But if it would have been Santa Clara County or Contra Costa,
it'd be washed.
Yeah, they'd be trying to give you everything, man.
Yeah, they're pursuing it.
Dude,
I was doing 4 years on a gun case, man, and Contra Costa, man, they stopped my parole for a damn misdemeanor battery, bro. A misdemeanor.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So yeah, like I know about Santa Clara, even though I haven't done time there. I've met enough people to know that county's not messing around. And Contra Costa, from my experience, bro, they're everybody knows that every county, when they want to get you, they hit you with multiple charges that are really the same thing. They'll hit you with the X felon in possession of a firearm, and then they'll top it off with the ammunition, and then they'll top it off with this and that. When really all it is an X felon in possession of a firearm. But man, Contra Costa is taking every one of those charges fully to the box. They're prepared to prosecute each and every one of them, where a lot of counties, San Francisco especially, and Alameda, they'll drop all that, give you the X felon in possession of a firearm, wipe out your strike, and you're just looking at 16, 2, and 3.
They're giving people 17, 20 years on murder beats, bro, out there. Yeah. Check this out, though. You know what I also found interesting about this case, bro? I've heard of hoods being indicted, right? You know what I'm saying? You got this, San Grande, Bahamas, all these hoods. Concord got indicted. But when they got indicted, they were still associated with the NF, I believe, in each one of those cases, or they were plugged in with somebody. This is the first case I've seen of a Norteño street gang being indicted, but not being affiliated with the NF.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any other off the top of my head. There's probably been a couple. I think Stockton's been hit a few times.
Yeah, well,
You know, triple S, and I think there's been a couple, bro.
but
But
Triple S has always
it's not the normal.
But Triple S has always been plugged into the NF or to the Bros for a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying when they go after them, you know, usually they'll go after you and try to make that link.
Yeah.
You know, in the cases that in a couple of circumstances that I've seen, they did not even attempt to make the link. They just strictly went after them as a street group. You know what I mean? Which is that's not very common. You know what I mean? They do it to the down south neighborhoods as well, where they don't necessarily try to link them to the big homies from down there.
Yeah.
But up north, it's rare. You know, they're usually going to try to wrap you in with the big homies. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but
Can't hear you.
I didn't say anything.
Oh. You know,
yeah,
I think this was the second enterprise I'm aware of. I've been doing some research, right? You know, like when Bobo and them got indicted, was that a federal indictment or was it state? Was it a RICO? Or was it a state RICO?
Man, I want to say it was a state, but man,
I think it was a state RICO too, bro. But I think those that maybe did this, they could elect to go to the feds, I believe, like Death Row Joe, a couple other cats.
Yeah, I really can't say 100%. I want to say it was a state thing, man, but it might have been the first government attempt. I don't remember. We have to research that again.
I know that they were the first group to be RICO'd for sure, as far as prison gangs. But I'm not sure if it was a state RICO or a federal RICO. Because someone told me the first federal RICO was like in '91, I believe. You know?
Yeah. What made those four particular dudes eligible for the death penalty punishment was the murder was in aid of racketeering, and then there was also 4 counts of attempted and racketeering. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to figure out how would they get racketeering if it's.
That just has to be it doesn't have to be the mafia or the homies from down south. It just has to be an organized gang with 3 or more people to get the racketeering, man. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize, that, you know, if me and you and Gunner started our own thing and we had our own set of rules and we had our own identifying symbols, we can get hit with the racketeering too.
Oh, wow.
Just with a handful of people. You don't necessarily need to be connected to the famous groups, bro. You know, you could be 7 homeboys deep in a neighborhood that's nothing, but if you have a common identifying symbol, a common set of goals that you share,
it's a club,
and you pledge yourself to it, it's over.
It's a club.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Anyways, man, I want to find out. I think a couple of these cats are already out though now, man. Yeah, this was the first time I seen to where there was that much red on red, bro. That's what shocked me the most. You would think that one of those vatos in that age bracket would have known better, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree too. I agree, but I mean, it's San Francisco, like you said, not saying bad or whatever. They got a different, they get down different out there.
That's right.
You know, whereas the people from San Francisco might think, man, them guys from Salinas are a trip, or, you know, them guys from Modesto are a trip. Man, everybody's unique, bro, in how they do things. You know what I mean? When you got that dense of a population, like in the city, in South City, Daly City, houses are all right next door to each other. Man, you get into it, you got to see them cats every day. You know what I mean? Whereas a lot of hoods, bro, they're spread out. You know, like you might not see any opposition. You might not have interactions with too many other homeboys, even if they're also, you know, from your same side, whether it be north or south, you know, just different groups. You might not run into them that often. In the city, you're going to run into them every couple blocks. There's going to be enemies.
That's like areas like Oakland, right? East Oakland.
Yeah.
The homeboys may function a little different sometimes in the county jail. There's a lot of good homeboys from Oakland. Out there in the streets, them homeboys are with that action, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole different element, man. To where like you have places that are traditionally strongholds. Yeah, they get active out there, but they got the numbers, bro. Out there, they're going to war with everybody. The Africanos, the Sureños, the Border Brothers. You know what I mean? So, like you said, it's a little bit different. San Francisco's a little bit the same way. They could have surrounding hoods right around them, be Sureño hoods, and you're Norteño hood right in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, just like the Mission. I'm not as familiar with South San Francisco and all that. But I mean the Mission, man, it's been rocking for decades, you know?
It's, I liked it out there. I thought it was cool. You know what I mean? A little bit different.
Yeah.
I think the whole peninsula was cool though, bro.
I've never been out there on a hostile kind of level though. I've only been out there to
There's a lot of this out there, bro.
entertainment, entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
Living there is probably a little different. Like being right in the middle of the mix. So you would know better than me, but yeah, I don't know. It's different. It's a whole man. Everybody who doesn't know will think, man, the Bay Area's got one style. No, there's
No.
10 unique styles in the Bay Area, depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
You got the Hayward, Dakota kind of thing. You got the Mission kind of thing. You got the Dirty Waters, Antioch, Pittsburgh kind of thing. You know what I mean? You got the
You got
San
homeboys out
Jose
there.
type vibe, man.
You got
There's a lot of subcultures, man.
you got homeboys out there that have a look you wouldn't even know that they're Norteños out there nowadays because they're like in
Yeah.
rival turfs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, Pittsburgh's
Yeah.
different, Antioch's different, Conquer's even different.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I know from personal experience, like especially Richmond and Vallejo as well, that the homies and Southsiders look just alike, bro.
long hair and all that.
Hairstyles, clothing, you would never know the difference. Like you see somebody at the store, you don't know if they're friend or foe. You know what I mean? You have no idea unless you know them personally.
Yeah, that's how San Bruno was. I tripped on it, bro. I went out there and he went to some pad, right? It was his partner. I didn't know he was an older Sureño and stuff, but he had long hair, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was already used to all the homeboys having long hair. You know what I mean? So I was like, damn, what's going on here? Everybody's just mending together pretty much, man. It's just if you see different colors, that's how you'll be able to identify nowadays.
Hey, when I just noticed this thing where I said everybody's looking at life, there was also 3 people that were looking at, man, a grip of time for being accessories after the fact: 60 years, 45 years, and 40 years.
Hmm.
I didn't even trip on that till just now. 2 of them are females, 49-year-old female and a 45-year-old female. They got 40 years in prison for accessory after the fact. So man, what happened is there was so much violence and stuff going on. They really slapped it to them as hard as they could. There was no plea bargain, no nothing.
I think there was a 58-year-old too that got arrested too because they helped their son get to Mexico or attempted. You know what I mean? So there's a whole lot of stuff going on, man.
Yeah, man, it was a crazy case, man. That was a violent time out there.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who it was. They were going at it.
I think
it didn't
right
matter
now
north, south. They were shooting everybody.
I think right now is another time era where things are getting real violent, particularly in Sac, bro. Sac's been off the hood, bro. You would think that it'd be a little bit mellow because of those 6 shootings in the hot. You know what I mean? It'd be hot out there in the streets. Nah, they're going off the hook out there still, bro.
Yeah, Sac's been brewing for a while.
Yeah.
It's not going to slow down anytime soon.
No, it's not going to, bro. It kind of, like I said, I did it. I forgot what video it was, man. I kind of was comparing Sacramento to kind of like how like Fresno and Stockton are.
Yeah, it's getting like that. Especially South Sac. South Sac's a different little area, man. There's no doubt about it. It's the hood. But here the lesson of the day, man, is you don't necessarily got to even have gone to prison or be in a prison gang to get hit with these RICO indictments, man. If you do enough stuff and they can't pin nothing on you, they're going to launch an investigation and they're going to throw the book at you, man. I've always said, and Flacco knows, everybody knows that's been in the pen, is extreme violence is bad for business. You know what I mean? At times throughout history and in the future, it's going to happen because that's just the nature of the game. There's going to be episodes and periods of, man, there's going to be some really, really savage stuff going on. Other times, not so much, man. But, gang banging, Like this shows, man. It doesn't have to be anything about no NF, no MA, no AB, no nothing. Just you and your boys, and you can end up looking at the death penalty, life in prison, 40 years for helping somebody, 40 years for helping somebody else. It's a cold game, so make sure you know that going into it. For real.
All right, YouTube. I think that pretty much sums it up, man.
No doubt.
It's your boy Flacco, Big
Bro.
Rojo. We out. Our eyes be hurting, bro.